Hi everyone, this is Ian Tronto again. I'm going to be talking about what a flipped classroom is and what I kind of learned about it in the videos that were posted online as well as the short articles that were available. So let's get into it. So what is a flipped classroom? A flipped classroom is a recorded lectures with visuals for students to watch on their own. So in class, they can focus on getting help and grasping the ideas with a guide there. So pretty much you're using an application or a website. So I, for instance, used Screenomatic or Screenomatic, whatever the Omatic one was that was listed for us, and we create a slide, and then we're able to talk over it. And the whole point of the flipped classroom is so the students can have access to this. They can rewind it when they don't understand something. They can look over it, and they can look at the lesson before they even get to the classroom the next day so they can come back with questions, or you can go right into debates or discussions with the students right into it rather than teaching them and lecturing before class so they get the ideas. It also will give you a good idea on what each kid is doing well with and what each kid is struggling with. um, I think it's a really good idea. I think it's going to be really beneficial for our students because it gives us as teachers a little bit more free time to help them and move around the classroom. So, why do I think it is important? Again, this is the way that not just our students, but adults are learning in our current society. So, you see it all the time. I do it on a weekly basis and looking at YouTube videos, looking at how to do things, how to fix my sink, how to fix, my oven, whatever it is. This is the way that we are starting to learn as a society. And I think it's important, this is what our students are being raised on and what they're understanding more than just a lecture. This is something that they can watch in their own time when they're ready to watch it, and in their own setting where they're a little bit more comfortable. It's also a different approach, and I think it'll excite students because it's different than what most teachers are actually using in the classroom today. So the benefits of it, there's more one-on-one time for students. So again, you can look at the lesson and then have the work. So again, that's the term flipped classroom. So they're almost doing their homework or the activities in the class, and you get more time to go over those things and see where they're at and what they need help on rather than trying to lecture a whole classroom at one time and kind of keeping it. I think John Bergman said it in the video, but trying to keep it at a kind of a moderate level for when those high learners and then there's the low learners. He's trying to hit everybody and try to keep it at that middle level. So now you can almost go one on one and help each student with their individual needs because you have the time to do it in the class. More time in the classroom for activities, collaboration, etc. They can better monitor each individual student, like I said with the Bergman video, and then it also allows us as teachers to be the mentor of the classroom and almost like a tutor for our students rather than just stand in front of the class for an hour lecturing them. For everybody in the classroom, we know there's good days and bad days of that, but even on the good days, not everybody is fully there, fully attentive, and fully really engaged on those. I think it's important that we keep it fun, keep it interesting, keep it positive in a classroom rather than we want our kids to want to be at school. So this allows us time to do those activities with them rather than just lecturing. So the ways to use it can use most electronic devices, whether it be a smartphone or laptop. I think it depends. I was reading, but it depends on the app used. So one of the articles mentioned, I think it was Zing. The app was Zing, and it did not work on electronic devices. So you'd have to find one that works on that. But most work on laptops as long as you have the right internet browser. And then we can play them in the beginning of class for our students to watch step-by-step guidance of what the lesson is about, or like we talked about earlier, they can watch it, which I think is the ideal way. They can watch it at home on their own time. So in class, we can really use that time to benefit each other. So the concerns that kind of came up in my mind were just the accessibility to electronic devices. The school I just got done with is more of a lower income community around the school. A lot of the kids, most of them have cell phones, but a lot of them didn't have laptops. A lot of them didn't have service, they needed Wi-Fi, their house didn't have Wi-Fi, all these things. Again, I do special ed mild mod, so we get a lot of those concerns with those, it seems, with those kids. So that's one thing. I know there's also, rent. I know a lot of schools have those things to rent out now, but I know it's also not every school yet. And then students doing their due diligence at watching the videos at home. So we can do all this work as teachers, creating this content, creating these videos, creating these lectures, so we can have time in class. But one just visual I had in my mind already is getting to class, telling them to watch, and realizing half the class didn't watch it. So now you have to go back and backtrack and do the videos, and now you're wasting a little bit of time for the activity you actually had planned. Again, I know there's ways around that. You can have those kids watch it on their own and things like that, but that's also a concern of mine because we want to keep everyone on the same level, especially in the mild mod special ed setting. We want them not at the same level. They're all at different levels, but we want to hit all of the targets that we're aiming for and make sure they're all getting where they have to be. And we want to make sure everyone's on track and doing the right things. So these are just a couple of concerns that came to my head. So closure, I mean, all in all, aside from the little concerns there, I think it's a great idea. I plan on using it in the future. I think it's really great and innovative, so we can have the time to keep our classes interesting, keep them entertaining, keep the students engaged when it matters. They have a lot of classes during the day, especially in those high school, middle school settings, and I think you being that classroom where you get to do activities and labs and assignments that the kids actually look forward to, where they actually learn, is really, really going to be positive, both in the educational setting, but also in their social setting, allowing them to actually release and have fun in your classroom rather than be lectured or taking tests and quizzes all day. So I really, really like the idea. Thank you guys for listening. Again, really excited. If anybody wants to chat or debate or discuss the topic, feel free to email me or reach out to me. I think I have my cell phone number on one of the earlier posts as well. So everyone have a good day, and I'll talk to you all soon.